right, this week for Food Court Files, we upped the difficulty level on our recipe this week. Instead of 3 ingredients, we've upped it to 7, and we've made something a little bit more exciting. Found this one on food.com. We made waffle pizza dippers.
It's ready in 15 minutes. It serves 8 ?
It's more like 2.
Yeah, it's what it fed for us. But like you said, a little bit more ingredients, but it's still not something that's super difficult, but something that kids would enjoy.
And fat dudes, too.
Dudes, yeah. It's a good brunch meal, I'd say.
It's perfect for brunch because it combines both breakfast and lunch.
Is that what brunch is?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Classic.
I don't know if you knew that or not. All right, so let's get into this one. We've already made it. We ate it. And we're going to review it. I don't know if I've even come up with my rating yet, but we'll do it on the fly.
Why not?
All right, let's talk about how we made this thing. So we needed 7 ingredients. Troy, why don't you read them down for us?
7 ingredients. We need 1 3/4 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese, 1/4 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese, a half teaspoon of both dried basil leaves and dried oregano leaves, 2 8-ounce cans of refrigerated crescent dinner rolls, 1 14-ounce jar of pizza sauce, and 32 small pepperoni slices.
All right, and we're going to put those together and make
Magic.
Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it was really good.
It was very good.
All right, the other thing that we're going to need for this, which is not listed in the ingredients, is a waffle maker. If you couldn't guess by the waffle in the title, we needed that to make it.
I don't think that's an ingredient, though.
But it is a requirement.
I like that better.
Unless
We're just learning so many cooking terms.
I feel like Rachel Ray.
You kind of look more like the other one.
Oh, come on, come up with a fat chef. You could do it.
Any of them, really. If you're a good chef, you're bigger.
Yeah, don't trust a skinny chef.
Mm-mm.
That's a rule. All right, directions for this. Step 1, heat up your waffle maker. If it's got an on-off switch like ours, you turn it on.
If it has a setting, it wants you to do it at a medium-high heat, but I don't really think it really matters.
I don't think so either.
Just
If
whatever
you just have a plug-in and a light turns on and that's it, that's probably fine.
whatever you make a waffle with, just use that.
Yep. All right, in a medium bowl, we're going to combine our cheeses and our spices, the basil and the oregano. We're going to stir those bad boys up, and then we're going to push them off to the side.
Get out of here, cheeses. We don't want you right now. We're going to hang out with you a little bit later, but not right now. That's step 2 of 6.
All right, in a little bowl, we're going to heat up the pizza sauce. We just did it in the microwave. I guess you could do it however, and then we're going to use that for dipping later on, but you want to give that a chance to cool down before.
You're not going to need, personally, because we used another dipping sauce, which we'll talk about, which was syrup, and it was a great idea.
Yeah.
But that pizza sauce, you're not going to need too much of it. I think that the waffle pizza in general has pretty good flavor, so you're just going to need a little bit. So you probably aren't going to need that. You're not going to need 14 ounces of pizza sauce to dip.
No, we don't need all of that.
No, it's too much.
Unless you make, like, quadruple the recipe.
Zack it.
Zach it. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Zach's coming.
All right, we're going to get into the tricky part now. So we're going to get out a cutting board. We're going to unroll both cans of the dough. This is where it gets tricky. So you got, like, each of the little tubes has 2, like, squares that are cut into triangles, which is weird. Makes sense if you're making crescent rolls, but not really for this. So we're going to leave those in rectangles. We're going to stack the other one like slightly above it and connect them by pressing them together. And we're going to make sure where the dough is perforated down diagonally for the diagonal cut for the crescent rolls that we squeeze that together too, because we need this to be basically the outside. We're basically making a calzone in a waffle maker.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
So you're going to take, they're going to be touching together like this. You're going to take one, you're going to put it on top of the other one, and then make like it tells you a 7 by 6 inch rectangle, but we didn't have our measuring tape. We kind of just went for it.
Yeah. There's 3.5 pencil erasers.
Yeah, so you're going to make 4 of those because you're going to make a total of 2 waffle pizzas.
All right. That's where it is. So now it gets a little exciting at this point. A lot of exciting. So now we've got our hot waffle maker. I'm glad that we had 2 people because I would have been extra stressed out, I think, if we did this one.
Well, what's crazy too is in the instructions, which we'll post on our website, spiveyspecialpodcast.com, it says to hurry. So that's very vague. So
Yeah.
us hurrying is not like a strong suit for
Right.
us.
So we put our first layer of our dough down on the waffle maker, and then we quickly pour the cheese.
You're going to take half of what's in that bowl. It says about a cup.
That's way too much.
We realize that's way too much. So we did on our second one a half cup. We think a half cup of cheese was plenty.
And it was like still too much.
Yeah, so once you put that cheese down, you're going to try to spread it out as much as you can. Try to keep it more in the middle so it doesn't ooze out the sides, which happened to us on our first one.
Right.
And then you're going to quickly put half your pepperonis down. It says half of 32, which is 16, but that was a lot of pepperonis in that small of area.
Yeah, it took up a lot of the room on the inside of our thing here. Not a lot of room for cheese. The cheese had to go somewhere when it started melting. So, all right, once we get that down, we put another layer on top.
Of the crescent roll.
Yeah, we take the rest of the crescent roll, we put it on top of the cheese and the pepperoni. We shut the waffle maker and we cook for 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, however long your waffle maker takes.
Yeah, 2 to 3 minutes is what it says. We might have done a little bit less. I think it might have been a little crispy, especially on the second one, because as you know, once the waffle iron gets hot, it cooks a little bit faster.
Yeah, you do want to make sure that you spray the waffle maker with some sort of
Gas.
non-stick Pam or whatever so that it doesn't stick as well. And then after that, take it out. We let it cool for 30 seconds, and then you're ready to go at this point.
So you cut it. You know how a Belgian waffle usually has 4 pieces. You're going to go ahead and cut it in those 4 pieces, and then you're going to cut those 4 pieces into half to get triangles. So you're going to have 8 dippers with that one waffled pizza, but the recipe makes 2 waffled pizzas. So you're going to have 16 triangle dippers to use.
That's a good amount of waffle dippers. It was good.
We ate most of them.
We ate way more than we should have.
Without
for sure.
a doubt. So if we were going to redo this, I think there's a few things that we would do. Zach?
I think that we would try to put the whole thing together at once and then set it in the waffle maker. I think if we could tuck the dough all the way around, that would work better because I think we had holes in it. And at some point, like the cheese kept oozing out from the same spot.
Wasted a lot of cheese. It ended up on the tray underneath the waffle iron. Yeah, I think if you made it kind of like a calzone almost on your cutting board and then
Right.
just placed it on the waffle maker and shut it, I think it probably would have worked out better that way.
Yeah. I think less cheese is probably ideal. Once you squeeze it in that waffle maker, there's no way a cup of cheese is staying inside of that thing.
Even if you calzone it, I think it's going to still fire through.
Yeah.
And that's probably the only time you'll ever hear us say less cheese. Because if you saw us last week, that we had too much cheese.
We could have just taken the extra cheese and put it on top of the waffle dipper now that I'm thinking about it.
You did that.
Oh, I did do that. I took the extra gooey cheese from the side of the waffle maker and I put it on.
Yeah, that was really good.
It was good. It was good for me, too.
Kind of looked like the pizza cheese with the little oregano and basil leaves in it. Looked
It
good.
kind of looked like the oozy cheese that we wanted out of our grilled cheese sandwich from last week that didn't happen.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just throw your recipes together.
Yep.
But again, this is a pretty easy, we were able to do it, so it was a pretty easy recipe to follow. I think it's very kid-friendly. It wasn't difficult, not...
Shout out to Heather for making it not difficult by showing us what we were supposed to be doing.
Yeah, and taking pictures of us. These
Yeah.
beautiful pictures that have been laced throughout this video. Now let's get to the rating system because this is the Food Court Files. And as we always do, because it's our second one and we did it last time, we like to rate the recipes by Spivey Specials, 0 being the worst and 5 being the best. Zach, why don't you give us the rating first this week?
I am going to rate it 3.5. It's going to be a tie for me with last week with the bacon wrap grilled cheese. I thought there was things that we could do to make it better. It was a little simpler. I thought it was good. I don't like that the syrup wasn't an option in the original recipe, and we had to ad-lib that in there. That would have taken it higher had that been part of it.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, when you're thinking you're using crescent roll, so it's not really a waffle. So I think that's why they probably shied away from the syrup as a dipper. But if it looks like a waffle, it talks like a waffle, it throws like a waffle, I think it might be a waffle. So I think the syrup dipper, which isn't on the original recipe, is a good addition to use.
I think if the cheese would have stayed in a little bit better, I think I would have been a little bit higher rating. But we lost a lot of cheese at the side, and we were missing that, I think.
I think operator error for most of these things we're going to make is probably going to be a thing. But as we learn and we get better, this is something we might even make for a family brunch, and we can use it as an appetizer, because who doesn't need an appetizer for a brunch?
That's breakfast.
On the way over.
Yeah.
If I'm going to give it a rating, I'm going to give it a little bit lower. I'm going to give it a 3. Last week I gave a 4 to the bacon wrapped grilled cheese, but this week I'm going to give it a 3. I thought the flavor could have been better, but again, that might have been an operator error for us. It was tasty, don't get me wrong. The pizza sauce was a good dip. The syrup was also a good dip, but I think because of our lack of skills cooking, I think with more toppings stayed in the middle would have been better. So
Okay.
I'm going to rate it a 3 because we weren't as good as I hoped we were, but it still was very
I had
delicious.
higher hopes for this recipe than I did over last week, and it didn't meet the expectations.
Yeah, the picture they had
I thought it tasted better than last week's,
wasn't as
but it was below expectations, which is how I have them with the same score.
it just wasn't as fun either. I think the dangerous factor of the bacon grease flopping out because you weren't wearing a shirt was so much more fun last week than this one. But it's still high risk, high reward. You know, that's a hot waffle iron.
Yeah.
You got to hurry to put the cheese and pepperonis in. Definitely something I would make again.
Yeah.
And eat again, without a doubt.
Definitely check out the recipe. I'm sure you would make it better than us too. So check out the recipe on our website, spiveyspecialpodcast.com. We'll have the recipe up there with the ingredients and probably some pictures of us making it as well. And yeah, I think that's all we got for Food Court Files.
If you see any crazy recipes out there, or if you have a crazy recipe and possibly want to come on the show and do it with us, you're more than welcome to hit us up on social media at Spivey Special.
You can also
everywhere.
contact us on spiveyspecialpodcast.com. Just click the contact link at the top of the page.
Or just put like a Batman logo up.
Yeah, just shoot
We'll come and eat.
like a pizza light into the sky and we'll find it.
I think that's how you get the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
How about a waffle dipper? Okay.
Perfect.
All right, I think that's all we got for Food Court Files.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Delicious.
Very good.
Easy, semi-easy cleanup.
Yeah, we just had Heather do it.
Perfect.
All right, bye.